Hey friend, welcome to Healthy with Heather Brown. If you don't know where to start with balancing being healthy and loving the life you already have, I got you, friend. And yes, of course, we're still going to enjoy some Chick-fil-A. I'm here to come alongside you and encourage you to fall more in love with your creator, your spouse, your kids, and your own health journey. We'll talk about how to let your good things grow until they become daily habits, with the occasional dad joke and point of view from my Yankee hubby, Eric. Don't stress. Let's hop on this Hot Mess Express together. So join me, Heather Brown, as we unpack what it looks like to live a life well loved. Hey friend, welcome to Healthy with Heather Brown. I'm your host, Heather Brown. Tell me if this sounds like you. You want to fall in love with life and motherhood, but right now you feel like the conductor of the Hot Mess Express. Maybe you even have a desire to start a blog or a side business, but don't know where to start because you don't even know where to find the time. Well, if that's you, then I'm inviting you to stick around. I remember going to the doctor to get my checkup 2 weeks postpartum. I had baby Layton with me, and I had asked my mom if she wouldn't mind going with me to the doctor because I was scared about what that might look like, bringing in the baby in the car seat and, just navigating where to go to the doctor's office, the car, the baby for the first time. It's a lot. I think you all remember that if you're a mom. And while we waited for the doctor, I remember feeling hopeful to be cleared soon, to start to work out again. I was just sitting there nervously scrolling Instagram, waiting for the nurse to come grab us. Well, once she came and grabbed us, the doctor came in as you'd expect. We chatted just a little bit, and then she complimented me on how well I was healing, which I was like, oh, okay, yay, good, things are going great. And then she asked me the seemingly nonchalant question of, how are you? Well, I casually replied back, pretty good, not exactly even knowing what that meant myself. And then I followed up with, I think I just want to know when I'm going to start to feel like myself again. I remember the serious look she got on her face all of a sudden, and it was as if someone had sucked the air out of the room. Oh, that's a sign of postpartum depression, she said. Don't worry, we can give you something for that. And I just remember being in utter shock. My jaw hit the floor. Come on, I'm Heather Brown. This is my internal monologue just going off. I'm tough. I'm happy. I am just like, bebopping along in my own little world, happy-go-lucky, so positive, go with the flow. And I'm just thinking, I cannot have depression. I don't even understand what you're saying. So just to give you a little backstory, before giving birth, I was teaching Pure Barre. I worked a full-time job at a meal planning company. I worked out 5 or 6 times a week. And a lot of my identity, I found out, was actually in being healthy and, being that happy-go-lucky personality. So surely I couldn't be depressed, right? Well, turns out that just because you deny something doesn't mean it's not true. Sound anything like you strong, resilient mommy you? This was the start of a very tough mental, emotional, and physical health battle, and one that is still ongoing. I learned so much during that time about what it means to be healthy and whole from the inside out, all aspects of life, from physical health to emotional health, spiritual, communal health. It all has a place in creating in us the most thriving version of ourselves. And that is what I'm here to do with you. I want to help transform your busy life into one that you absolutely love, that is aligned with your family priorities, your career goals, and your healthy choices. So who am I, you ask? You may know me from my website or Instagram, My Life Well Loved. I'm a boy mama, work from home business owner, writer, fitness enthusiast, and former bar teacher. I live in Birmingham, Alabama, and I tend to geek out on all things healthy mom life. I love my community on social media so much. However, I just feel like no longer is the 15 seconds I get on Instagram stories enough to get it all in anymore. So hence, Healthy with Heather Brown was born. There's 3 big things I realized after that doctor's appointment that day that just kind of changed my viewpoint on life. It was truly an eye-opening part of my life that I have lived so far. And I'm really hoping that you can come alongside me and walk through this journey, and that I can hopefully empower you to learn something a little bit extra about you and your health journey. So I realized that my identity was wrapped up in being healthy and being that happy-go-lucky person. Now, don't get me wrong, those are great things. They're good things, they're great things, but even good things can become an idol in your life. And I think that I really had to learn that the hard way. I had heard that all my life, but to really see it come into play in my own life changed things. It took it to a whole new level. When that aspect of my life was taken away from me after Leighton was born, I just didn't even know who I was anymore. I felt lost. Finding my sense of self outside of any idols I'd built up in my life was crucial to my healing and health journey. And so I'm curious to know, does anything come to mind for you when I say this? It may not be exercise, it may not be working out, but I wonder if there's another aspect of your life on a pedestal keeping you from your healthiest self. The second thing I learned is how to ask for help when I need it. As mamas and business owners, dang, do we need help because we are on the go. It can be hard to slow down enough to even know what to ask for help with, but discovering what we need and then being humble enough to ask for it is key to finding the deeper relationships our hearts crave and lasting businesses that our achieving side desires to seek out. When the postpartum depression diagnosis came about, I was ashamed and I truly didn't know what to do. Asking for help from those around me was what got me through those early days, and I truly do not know what I would have done without my mom, my sister, some of my best friends, and Eric, of course, coming along my side. Asking for help from them was truly a lifeline for me. I want this podcast to be a resource to help you, and I want it to be part of your journey of asking for the help you need as well. I'm really hoping that it can be a lifeline for you, the way that my people were for me. Lastly, I learned just how important sleep is for my health. I know it might sound simple, but when I was getting up every hour on the hour to breastfeed, your girl was tired. Oh my gosh, I'll never forget. There was a night that I was sitting up in bed, literally feeding the baby for probably about the fourth time in 2 hours. And I'm sitting there sobbing in the dark as Eric with his useless nipples is just sitting there snoring next to me. And apparently my, bawling at some point got so heavy that it woke him up. He is kind of a light sleeper, I will say. And he woke up and he said, "Babe, are you okay?" And I just remember saying, "No, I am not okay." And so I really do feel like that dam cracking and breaking open is what really led to me being able to get him to understand how badly upset and hurt that I was. I was not even a crier. Like I typically don't even cry once a month, I would say, but I was crying every day. It was such a bizarre time in my life. So needless to say, I realized quickly that I was not my best self without much sleep. And I needed to figure out a way to get what I needed. This season of my life pushed me to my absolute breaking point, but I learned what my non-negotiables were that were keeping me from being the healthiest mom, wife, business owner, friend. And protecting those boundaries, those non-negotiables is what makes you, you. For me, it was sleep, listening to worship music when I didn't have the wherewithal to deep dive into scripture, and having my people around me. And I want to help you uncover what your non-negotiables are too, so you can step into your fullest potential. And this is really the heartbeat of the show. Placing our identity in the right things in life, asking for help when we need it as mamas and business owners, and identifying your life's non-negotiables to become the best version of you. My goal with this podcast is to have these conversations by emulating one of my favorite things in the world, hosting people in our house. I love what comes with those unhurried conversations, and I hope through discussing loving the life you live, finding balance, moving past burnout, and truly thriving, body and soul, you'll find your deepest sense of purpose and relationships. So here's what you can expect here on Healthy with Heather Brown. We will release a new episode every Tuesday just for you. Some will be interviews, some will be solo, and yes, of course, you'll be hearing from my hubby, Eric. We'll cover business ownership, mom life balance, healthy food choices, your best workout routine, spiritual, mental health, and how to keep that sense of self through motherhood. I can't wait to dive into all of this with you. Truly so excited. We will provide encouragement and equip you with helpful resources, which will immediately lead to a more healthy, enjoyable, beautiful, and praise the Lord, breathable life of motherhood by getting rid of overwhelming to-do lists, even though I do love a good to-do list, and relearning what is actually needed. You will stop striving for perfection with me and discover grace can be in your life. I'm so glad you're here. Be sure to subscribe to the show by hitting the follow button on your podcast app. Please tell your mama tribe and your friends and your entire community that you think would be blessed by the show about it. If you think they could use a boost of encouragement and tangible advice, but mostly a place to feel understood and less alone, I'd love to have them here. You have a place here, mama friend. I'm Heather, and welcome to Healthy with Heather Brown. Oh, hey there. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Be sure to take a screenshot of your podcast app on your phone, post it to your Instagram stories, and tag me at Healthy with Heather Brown to let me know your favorite takeaway from this episode.